Get a lot of that kid. She's always in hot water. She's a handful. I think she's spoiled. She's the apple of her father's eye. You hit the nail on the head. Her family gets a kick out of her. She keeps them in stitches, but they give in too much. What do they mean? Hey guys, hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. Today we're going to talk about idiomatic expressions, a very unique lesson. We're going to discover a lot of idioms. We're going to talk about how Americans speak. What do they use in their daily conversations? Before starting, thanks so much for subscribing. A big shout out for all of you, by the way. Without you guys, nothing would be real. Thanks so much, by the way. Keep going on. Keep the ball rolling. Thanks so much for giving a lot of effort. I really appreciate every minute that you take and every minute that you spend with my channel and every minute detail that you share. I do like your comments. I do appreciate your time. I do appreciate your feedback, your questions. They give me a lot of energy. They keep this channel active. So today we'll be learning a lot of idiomatic expressions about families, friends, and love. We have 4 parts: a dialogue, 2 vocabulary, 3 exercises, 2 exercises, 4 ta-da! Quick quiz. These English lessons will knock your socks off. They will delight you. They will give you a real insight into American English. How do Americans speak? My lessons are placed in real-life contexts. You'll be learning, as I told you, a lot of stuff. These are designed and written to help non-native English speakers increase their sensitivity to American English, while native speakers, Americans, even British English speakers, they will enjoy seeing and hearing them. So without any further ado, let's jump right in. 3, 2, 1. So when I said in here, let's talk about the first part, the dialogue. We have Kate and Jeff. Let's read it again. 3, 2, 1. Get a lot of that kid. She's always in hot water. She's a handful. I think she's spoiled. She's the apple of her father's eye. You hit the nail on the head. Her family gets a kick out of her. She keeps them in stitches, but they give in too much. Wow. So let's talk about the dialogue. Number 1. We've got 2 guys in here, Kate and Jeff. Basically, they're talking about something. As you can see, they're talking about a kid. This kid is very, very special. But at the same time, he's spoiled or she's spoiled, right? You notice in here the expression, you hit the nail on the head. We talked about it in our last video, and I told you, like, you've nailed it. You hit the nail on the head. Like, you've got it right, or you guessed correctly. Now, ask yourself about one thing in here. What do the underlined words mean? They've got different expressions. They've got different meanings. Like you know water, but you don't know in hot water. You know, get a lot of what does it mean? You know, child, kid sometimes, and as an idiom means another thing. A handful, which means a very small number or of people or things, right? But in here it has a different meaning. Spoiled, usually a lot of people spoil something, right? But she herself, the kid, she's spoiled. We know the apple, we know her father's eye, and here all of it, she's the apple of her father's eye. We say in English, if you remember in my family videos, we said, I taught you the apple does not fall far from the tree. So I want you to pause the video for 1 or 2 minutes. Reread it by yourself. Do you understand it? This is the way that Americans speak. These are real English conversations that get a lot of have a good look at. Have a good look at. Number 2, kid. Kid is a child. Kid is sometimes a young person. Hey kid, what's up? So this is kind of common also. He's a young person. Remember, some words have different meanings in idioms. So here we're talking about idiomatic expressions. A lot of different expressions, different meanings. Hot water in a trouble. Notice in here it's kind of adjective in here. Notice in here we got the parts of speech. First of all, we've got the word itself or the expression, then we got the parts of speech and then the meaning of it. Number 4, she's a handful. Here it doesn't mean a very small number of people or things, no. But in here we mean she's a lot of trouble or he's a lot of trouble. Notice in here the expression a handful. We got a sound in here and a letter in here first. Then the last one we got spoiled. She's spoiled. They're spoiled. They're getting and expecting everything they need or everything they want. So getting and expecting everything one wants. Okay. So we got 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. And we got 5 so far. The next one we got an apple of one's eye. What does it mean? Look in here. We've got the apple of one's eye. What does this mean in English? Look at it. Look at the first picture in here and let me know about it in the comments. What does it mean? Someone special. Wow. Usually a son or a daughter. So she's the apple of my eye. That means she's very special to me, very near and dear. You like her or him so much. You might have 4, 16 children, right? So one of them could be the apple of your eye, very near and dear. You like him or her very much. And we talked about this kind of expression. Notice all of it. All of it is a noun in here. Someone special, usually a son or a daughter. She's the apple of her eye, for example. Next one, hit the nail on the head. Arrive at the correct answer. As I told you, you've got it correctly. You've nailed it. You nailed it. So make precise analysis in here. This is like you've got it right. You've nailed it, man. Come on. That's right. So instead of saying that's right, that's correct, try to use something like Americans and say you've nailed it. You nailed it. You hit the nail on the head. That's it. To sound like American. Get a kick out of but we never speak like a robot. We speak like natives. Natives speak, of course, instantaneously like this, in flashes like this, very fast. Enjoy. Get a kick out of. Enjoy. And then we've got in stitches when people laugh all the time or laugh out loud, they are unable to stop laughing. They cannot control themselves. Given, do as others want or surrender. That means they give in too much. Whenever, as you wish, whenever she needs something, they buy her what she needs, and then she gets what she needs. Wow. So what I need you now to do is to pause the video again and remember these kind of phrases, or remember their definitions one by one. Now all what you gotta do is to record yourself. Practice all the time. Remember, this is very, very important one. Practice. They are new. You have to ingrain them. Very easy task. After recording yourself, you're gonna be doing 2 exercises. 10 questions for each. 5 minutes for each. Don't worry about it. But the most important thing is to practice. Now you should know the differences between real English and the expressions that you know from school, textbooks, blah blah blah. Remember, these are the real English conversations that we use in the US. You're gonna see them a lot. You're gonna hear them a lot. And at the same time, you're gonna be a native speaker because you're gonna practice saying them on a daily basis. Don't worry about it. My own strategy is to help you improve your own pronunciation and increase your own fluency to sound like an American, to sound like a native in a very fast way. You'll be doing different exercises, as I told you. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 is the exercises. And part number 4, ta-da, is the quick quiz. Be prepared. So the third part, complete the sentences with the correct idiom. What you have to do now is to pause the video for a while, take 3 or 5 minutes, choose the right idiom, and write it in the blank spaces. We've got, of course, beside each one letter. You could match, or you could write the letter beside the idiom, like this way: a kids, or a kid. But just heads up in here, be careful. Be sure to choose verb endings that are appropriate to the subject and the tense, such as I face the music, she faces the music, yesterday they faced the music. You see in here the changes? What you have to do now is to take 5 minutes, just only 5 minutes. If you need more, no problem, pause the video for more 5 minutes. When you finish your work, you're gonna be checking them with me. Remember, sometimes we gotta look at the context. What comes before, what comes after. Sometimes one, two answers might be correct, but in here, we need specific expression for this kind of question. Let's get started with the first one. And always leave a comment. Whenever you get a question, write it down or leave a comment below. I'll be more than glad to help you. Number one. So number 1D, given. Number 1D, given. Number 2C, in stitches. Number 3G, hit the nail on the head. Number 4J, get a lot of. Number 5E, spoiled. Number 6H, the apple or apple of his eye. 7B, in hot water. 8A, kids. 9F, a handful. 10I, get a kick out of. Get a kick out of. Notice in here the reduction that we use. And remember that at the end you can download a free PDF plus exercises, the answer key, and all the slides and all the idiomatic expressions that I taught you. So exercise number 2. Rewrite the phrases in italics using the proper idiomatic expression. What does it mean, italics? It means not Roman style. It means they're lean. Some certain words or letters that are printed or typed that lean to the right, like this. Notice in here that a child gets too much. They lean to the right to emphasize certain things or certain ideas, or to emphasize certain words that a child gets too much. So I have to replace in here. You gotta replace the italics words or the words that are in italics with a proper idiomatic expression, like that a child gets too much, that a child is spoiled, for example. So number 1 is already done for you. What you gotta do, take another 5 minutes, like exercise number 1, and do the same thing. If you need more than 5 minutes, no problem. Pause the video for a while, write down your answers, then check them with me. make sure to use appropriate verb endings. That's it. With these exercises, while you're recording yourself, they're gonna help you a lot in one thing, which is practicing and mastering the new expressions. Because when you practice, you're gonna master. You're gonna be like a real native speaker. Even if you hear them a lot, even if you listen to movies, songs, or sitcoms, a lot of TV commercials, or use the internet, now you know them. You know what native speakers mean when they use them. The answer key for exercise number 2. Number 1 is spoiled. Number 2, in hot water. Remember, in here you don't have to change all of it. You just have to change the words which are in italics, which lean to the right. That's it. Of course, maybe it depends on your right. So, number 1 again is spoiled. Number 2, in hot water. Number 3, in stitches. Number 4, the apple of her eye. It could be the apple of my eye, the apple of your eye, the apple of his eye. It depends on the context. My daughter is the apple of my eye. You could say her daughter is the apple of her eye. Remember the changes. Now, number 5, give in. Number 6, get a kick out of. Now, get a kick out of. That's it. Number 7, a handful. 8, get a lot of. Get a lot of. Number 9, kid. That's it. Number 10, hit the nail on the head. You nailed it. Wow. Now, they're gonna be quick quiz. Ta-da! Okay. The tricky thing in here is I'm gonna use visuals. You're gonna be guessing which one is the correct one. What is the idiomatic expression that I just showed you or I just made? I'll be using a lot of gestures, and you gotta guess which one is the correct one. Like, number 1, you're gonna see a photo or a visual that can help you say the right expression. Number 1. Especially when people laugh out loud. Alright. You got it. That's it. Number 2. That's it. Wow. Okay, understand it now, right? Number 3. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. No worries. Okay. All right. Stretching her tongue, right? She's Stop doing that! Okay. Now the last one. Yeah! Whoa! Uh-huh. That's it. It's pretty easy, by the way. All what you gotta do now is to remember it in the same way. See it, say it, do it. Number 4, write it down. You'll never ever forget it. This is your only chance now. As if this is your work now, compare between the two texts. Before and after. Native and non-native. Native in stitches, non-native laughing out loud or laughing a lot. Native a treble, native a handful, non-native a treble maker or a lot of treble. You see? Native the apple of my eye, non-native she's very special to me. So this is what you gotta do now, and focus on the native speakers. This is gonna increase and this is gonna improve. This is gonna give you the power that you need to sound like American. I was floored to teach you today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to be creative. Don't forget to speak like a native. Always roll up your sleeves. Always subscribe, it's always free. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. Have a good one.